Alola everyone, and welcome to this final stream. Welcome to the day where we crown a new champion. For YouTube, this will be the bronze match. Grand final will be the next video from the tournament. Both will be best 2 out of 3, so winning that first battle doesn't get you your prize yet. You need to win twice. It's always been a 2-0 victory in that way in both bronze match and grand final in the previous 2 tournaments. Let's see if there is a difference this time. Our grand final bracket, our top 8 at least, looks like this. We had an upset victory of Bongo over Trevor, taking Bongo into the finals with their horsey. I'm a little bit biased towards that horsey. The defending champ got to the semi-finals out of 64 people, top 4 out of 64, which is still incredible, but they will not be a double champion. ITBERYAN, a favorite to many. I predicted him to reach the finals. Did not happen. Casper for the Forever Lock with the Duck and Bird team into the finals as well. It's either Casper or Bongo that's going to take the victory and be our champion in our biggest tournament yet. Because the first 2 just at 16 people. This one at 64. We do have the 3rd place match, ITBERYAN versus Trevor. That's the one that's going to happen first. Each of the individual battles will be in a different Coliseum. No Stargazer Coliseum because that is reserved for the grand final. As I felt the tournament should just end Stargazer Coliseum. So top cut, there is no Stargazer until we get the grand final. Let's get to battling ITBERYAN versus Trevor. Who takes the bronze medal? Let's find out. Who takes the bronze medal? Is it going to be a defending champ, making sure that there's someone who gets a medal in both the 2nd and the 3rd tournament, the first person with 2 medals in the Metronome tournaments, or if it's ITBERYAN, that's going to make it certain that no group winners end with a medal in this tournament. Considering the finals are between people who got 2nd place. Alright, let's play a game! What turn does Shedinja go down? How long will Shedinja survive? That's what we always called it. It's best 2 out of 3, so we're going to see more. We're going to have at least one more of those games. I'm going to predict Shedinja goes down turn 3. G-Crowbat saying Shedinja will fade turn 4. Let's get going. There's ghost types in ITBERYAN team, but that doesn't mean they're going to have a ghost move. No, that definitely does not work against Shedinja. Shinjo saying it's going to be turn 3. Wish, yes, half of your health gets healed, Shedinja. What a move. That is almost as useless as Splash.
It fell asleep. The red corner already has a Pokemon sleeping. I wonder how this is going to affect the battle. Frostlass still can't pull off a move. It hits. Shedinja won't wake up!
Bit of damage on top spin, but not too much. Ring Out does do more damage to the opponent as close to its max health. Oh, we got Parasong. We are on turn 3 now, so my prediction for Shedinja going down will be this turn. It will be turn 6 if they'll go down by Parasong. Having Parasong take out 2 ghosts probably be okay for Trevor. For Trevor, this wouldn't be too bad, and if they all go down at the same time, which is somewhat likely, but usually there's 1, maybe 2 that go down before it. If they all go down at the same time, then both of ITBERYAN's next 2 Pokemon will be affected by Intimidate again because Star Raptor's coming up next with Trevor.
The countdown of the Perish song has begun. The air in the Coliseum is tense.
G. Crobat, who is behind the Chisei Pass, is saying they're getting salty flashbacks whenever they see Perish Song. I can see it. It's a move that very greatly affects outcomes. It can be both positive and negative. Both the user and the opponent. Alright, Shedinja finally gets a turn. Superpower, that doesn't work on ghosts. I thought you would have learned that from the close combat. Transform into Shedinja. That is actually, like, if Parasong wasn't active, that would have been big. Because Transform takes all of the opponent's stats, their ability, their typing, but it doesn't take their HP. So effectively, that's now a Shedinja with 165 HP. So if that Shedinja would now use Wish, it would actually do something. Unfortunately, that Shedinja is going to die in max 2 turns, unless it uses U-turn, this and the next turn. There's Gust. It does not hit 2 Pokemon. It does not hit Shedinja, so they survive. Reflect will be helpful for the next set of Pokemon. Odor Sleuth allows that Shedinja to be hit by normal moves, except Wonder Guard will still say no. Hammer Arm
Shedinja still
Dear Ghost types! Fighting doesn't hit Ghost types! I thought you'd know, considering you're a ghost! Close Combat, Hammer Arm, Super Power, all these big fighting moves. They don't affect you. They don't affect your opponent. You're all ghosts. You know this. Look at how little damage has been done. This would have taken so much longer if it wasn't for Parasong. Unless there's a U-turn or Roar. Right now, Shedinja dies turn 6. Dear Frostlass, normal doesn't affect ghosts either. Not that it matters, because everyone was going to go down this turn anyway. Technically, that's a KO by self-destruct and not a KO by Parasong. So for certain statistics, that might matter. Hitmonchan, I just said the normal doesn't hit ghosts. Do something cool, Shedinjas. Or just go down to Parasong. Double Edge! It's a recoil move that doesn't KO the Shedinja. Because it actually has HP. Except right after that, it's gonna go... Wait, Future Sight ignores Wonder Guard. Future Sight KO! It doesn't count as the Parasong death. I think this came up once before in the tournament. The Future Sight ignores it. So Doom Desire probably does too then. Because it doesn't do... It does a type check, but not the Wonder Guard type check. It's different somehow. Alright, it's 4-4. They all died on the same turn, even though it's 1 by self-inflicted self-destruct, 1 by Future Sight, and then 2 by Parasong. And you know how I mentioned that both ITBERYAN's Pokemon will be affected by Intimidate? I'm pretty sure both the Trevor's Pokemon will too. Because I'm pretty sure that Luxray and ITBERYAN team has Intimidated, not Rivalry. We have a Spiritomb on the field again, except this time it's on Trevor's side.
Spiritomb is sent out.
Got some birdies. Got some Intimidates.
In terms of the number of remaining Pokemon, it's an even 50-50. Who will break this balance?
What will the next set of Pokemon do? Starscream first with Return. We'll do decent damage. Stab as well, but they did have that attack drop from Intimidate. But that's okay damage. Leech Seed in what is usually a slow battle. Metronome, like, of course there can be big hits, of course there can be super effective stuff, but often it's very slow, especially we saw in the first 6 turns. Leech Seed can be very helpful. It's both healing and it's dealing damage. Probably one of the better moves you can pull. Especially if you go against some slower opponents. Staraptor probably not going to survive that long.
The move fails.
Pretty significant healing. More than Honchkrow would have gotten with something like Ingrain or Aqua Ring. So one could make the argument Leech Seed is better than those 2 moves, but those 2 moves are permanent. Well, Leech Seed will go away once Starscream goes away.
Rose.
Agility not very useful considering they're already fastest. Octazooka. Honchkrow hitting Starscream again. They're really not going to survive for long.
The move fails.
Luster Purge. Latios' move unlocks right. Hits a critical hit.
That dealt some massive damage. Its special defense fell. Staraptor had its health sapped by Leech Seed. This is getting dangerous. Well, both corners still have a chance to win this. Who's going to take the glory?
Or something like Hail Sandstorm deals 1/16 of the health as damage. Leech Seed does the same thing as Poison with 1/8. Same as Burn in this gen. In Gen 1? No, Gen 1 was Poison. I think Burn was Burn always 1/8? But then in like Gen 7 or 8 it changed to 1/16. The nerf it a bit considering it already lowered the attack stat. Yeah, 1/8 of damage every turn. Leech Seed is very useful, and then it heals the other person as well. Drill back from Spiritomb. Deals some extra damage to Honchkrow, but Honchkrow won't let it too much considering they get one more turn of healing. So they came out of this pretty well. Reflect is off. The physical attacks will do a bit more. Staraptor down.
It was sapped by Leech
And for the
Seed
first time
and
at the
taken
end of a
down.
turn, there's a lead for a player. ITBERYAN takes the lead, 4-3. Here comes Mama Swine.
Memo Swine is sent out. Honchkrow vanished instantly.
Ooh, we're gonna go Shadow Force. Fancy. Even if there was Wonder Guard on that Spiritomb, somehow that would have hit.
Spiritomb cannot move. Well, both
Nice
corners
flinch.
still have a chance to win this. What kind of developments can we expect?
Who
to
is
see
the
next?
target for Shadow Force? We'll know soon, but Mama Swine goes first. Tries Fury Cutter, doesn't work.
Memo Swine still can't pull off a move.
Shadow Force?
Complete destruction by Shadow Force.
Oh, I love that. Just in general, the power behind the voice of that announcer of Shadow Force getting a KO. Spiritomb down with a crit. 4-2. ITBERYAN leads.
A light hit.
Here comes the main, well, I wouldn't call it the main strategy, but one of the main strategies
Sent out.
that is on the team that can be controlled for the most part. It's Hail. 1/16 of the max HP as damage to most opposing Pokemon. Yeti Queen Mama Swine will not take that damage, and Yeti Queen even activates her Snow Cloak. Oh, Bongo, you can't stay until your match? Oh, that sucks. Yeah, you can watch the VOD afterwards. It'll hit YouTube in the next probably 2 weeks. So I hope you'll enjoy it. Good luck. I'm rooting for your seahorse. Hope you'll do well. Speaking of that semifinals, with Bongo versus Trevor, Hale was active at the time, and Mamoswine even had double team active, but they get hit by Swift, they get hit by Feint Attack, which skip evasion checks. And then I think it was Flare Blitz that straight up hit it through Snowcloak and the double team for the KO. That didn't work out. Snowcloak, even with double team, wasn't used for Mamoswine, but sometimes it'll help avoid a move. See how many times that happens. Mamoswine goes again. Bongo's saying they're very proud of little guy. Yeah, I'm proud of Horsey too. There's triple kick. How many hits? 1, 2. Misses on the third. Lovely kiss. Abomasnow falls asleep. He won't be able to attack this turn.
The move can't hit the opponent.
Let's check the prediction, actually. Prediction 98% says ITBERYAN, 2% says Trevor. That's a big difference.
It's really starting to hail in the
Then again, the semi-final that Trevor was in, I think it was 98 or 99% said Trevor would win. And then Bongo came in with the upset, so we'll see if that happens here. Doom Desire, Mamoswine dealing some damage in the future.
Punch Crow uses its move.
Oh, improving its physical stats. Getting its attack back to neutral. Lowering its speed so it'll move after Luxray and potentially even after Abomasnow. On following turn, just Leaf Blade. That'll be resisted. Abomasnow has 7 weaknesses, which is one of the bad things about Abomasnow. There's only 2 permanent hail setters in Snowbird and Abomasnow, both with massive weaknesses, so that's a reason to not use hail. I decided to use it on my team. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it absolutely didn't.
Well, both corners still have a chance
Trevor
to win this.
was the other hail setter with... I think there might have been a third person with an Abomasnow, but this person... Trevor was the other one with a Pokemon alongside it with an ability that works. In this case, Ice Step with Snowcloak. I had 2 Ice types, both with Ice Body to get some healing out of the Ice Body as well. Got me into the top cut, but I got knocked out. Round of 32. Here's Yeti Queen now. Been asleep for a few turns. What can she do? Well, let's see. That's the same type of attack bonus. It's Honchko, is resisted though. This is about the HP that Honchko heals, maybe a bit less even. Back from Leech Seed, so Leech Seed helping. Aura Sphere super effective. Doesn't quite take out Yeti Queen, but that's a lot of damage. Now remember, once Mamoswine or Abomasnow go down, that's a 2v1 scenario on the field. Which means, let's say Mamoswine is the one remaining, it means both ITBERYAN and Spoke will always aim for Mamoswine. It means Trevor's team for the rest of the fight will only have one target. This turn, Mamoswine getting the kill would be nice to not make the opponent get a turn. However, increasing their defenses or healing with something like soft builds wouldn't be too bad either. Because unless an unlikely event happens, both Honchko and Luxray will go down this turn due to hail. There's a quick attack, hitting through Snowcloak. Not a lot of damage. Probably the special defense boost is still nice. Let's see what Yeto Queen will do. Will they prevent Honchko's attack? They Egg Bomb and do prevent Honchko's attack with an unnecessary crit. That takes the score down to 3-2. And now Hail comes in and will take out Luxray as well. Bringing it down to 2 Pokemon each. And remember, the first of max 3 battles. Whoever wins this isn't the bronze medal winner yet. Lucario comes out.
Lucario is sent out.
And then ITBERYAN's ace, Garchomp.
Garchomp is sent out. Well, both corners still have a chance to win this. Who's going to take the glory?
Disadvantage, I'd say, still for Trevor, especially due to the low HP on Yeti Queen. The hail helps them a bit, but the moment the bomb is nose down, and it definitely can with as many weaknesses, such as the double kick, it becomes the 2v1 scenario that I was talking about. If Trevor wants his first win, it's once again going to be Mamoswine. It was a 2-0 loss in the semifinals, will be a 2-0 loss here. Lucario, what do you have? Lock on. Make certain the next one hits, even if Snow Cloak is active. What are they going to do next? Are they going to close combat? Are they going to Aura Sphere, which hits through the evasion anyway? Are we going to see a one-hit KO move? That would be massive if we see a one-hit KO move from Lucario next. Actually, I'm not sure which is the lower level. I think Lucario might actually be set at the lower level. No, it's higher. Lucario is one level higher than Mamoswine, which means a one-hit KO move can affect Mamoswine. Advantage ITBERYAN with bulk up, improve the stats. Increase attack and defense there. We just have that with special defense to the charge on Mamoswine. Alright, lock on into Icicle Spear. At least it's some damage. It's not a lot, actually. Crit helps a bit. Only hits twice with Icicle Spear as well. Slam, dealing some damage back to Lucario. If it stays slow and it's just a bunch of stat boosting, maybe healing, not doing much, using Thunder on a ground type, it's Sludge Bomb and a Steel type like Lucario, Splash, other moves that didn't do much, then eventually Trevor will win due to hail. So there's still the opportunity, and them just getting a big move like Earthquake or Blizzard can really help too. Ember, once again hitting through the Snow Cloak, dealing decent damage. They can just keep doing that, some decent damage. They have 2 attacks compared to the one on the opposing side. Mach Punch, super effective, boosted by bulk up from the last turn. Mamoswine's low. Punch, very resistant, still resists Dark in this generation. But the hail continues. Another 1/16th off of both Garchomp and Lucario's HP.
Mamoswine desperately holds on. Its attack fell.
Aura Sphere is probably one of the ultimate moves that ITBERYAN can pull right now. Just super effective, hits well. Hits through evasion. I probably don't need it, but we've seen really big upsets before. We've seen a 2v1 scenario where the person with 2 used self-destruct and the 1 survived on the other side. I don't remember which matchup it was, but I remember it was in Neon Coliseum and there was a Groudon involved in it.
Big trouble for the red corner. Will the outcome be determined in the next turn?
Mama needs an Earthquake. Yeah, Earthquake really big. Good damage against Garchomp. Probably the KO on Lucario at this point. Someone saying in chat, I remember once I saw a video that someone had made that they said there was some interviews. Someone asked if Tobias had other Pokemon the 2 they use in the league. They said Mewtwo, but I can't find the video on this video where someone said such a thing existed. My theory is that he at least had an Entei, just based on especially the Japanese opening for that season that Tobias is in. Because it shows the 2 Pokemon he had in Latios and Darkrai, and an Entei in a similar way that they were presented. So Entei, I would assume, and then in like a Fantasy World fanfic kind of place that like a fantasy tournament that I had where I included Tobias, I imagined what other Pokemon he would have. I think I gave him Lugia, Cobalion, and Zeraora. Zeraora for a second mythical, and then some other legendaries. Natural Gift, you don't see often dealing too much damage, but here it is enough. 2-0 victory for the first one.
It's an absolute victory for the blue corner.
Remember, ITBERYAN hasn't won yet. This is just the first victory. You need to win multiple. He just wins the first one 2-0. But we still have some more to go. Let's continue and go into Battle 2. Actually, it's changed rules because we need to go to a different Coliseum. Battle 2 begins. If ITBERYAN wins this one, he takes the bronze medal. Trevor has to now win 2 in a row to get his win. He's lost twice, I think, in group stage, got through still as the group winner, won his way into the semi-finals, and has now lost twice in a row. If he wins 2 in a row now, he still goes for it. And this may be our final time that we get to play this game, this tournament. How long will Shedinja survive today? It was the end of turn 6 where it went down last time due to Future Sight. Jake Robot's saying it will die turn 6. I'm going to say turn 1. I'm going to say they learned that ghosts aren't hit by fighting moves and normal moves, and they're actually going to hit Shedinja turn 1.
And now, the battle begins.
We saw it in the... Was it the semis? No, the quarterfinals. Wrap that wouldn't have hit Shedinja, at least the damage hit him on top. Shinjo's predicting it's turn 4. So, G. Crowbat, are you the only one that predicted Trevor to win this? Yeah. G. Crowbat, the only one that predicted Trevor to win this match. So you get some real good channel points if Trevor gets a double here. No self-destruct, so I don't get that prediction. Fighting still doesn't hit ghosts. Alright, Spiritomb, will you get my prediction right? Nope, that is Razor Wind, which is a normal move. So that's not even gonna hit Shedinja next turn. Okay, so I didn't get my prediction on Shedinja.
It's a mental tug of war as they anticipate each other's
Let's see who does. Most of the time there's at least one person that does. There's Gust, it's turn 2. Gust was on hit him on top last time. It was on Shedinja this time. Shedinja goes down turn 2. No one got it right. That's the risk with Shedinja. It can survive for a long time due to its ability. But if it gets hit, it goes down quick. And Trevor's behind. He did win tournament 2 with a Shedinja on the team. He had a similar strategy with a Shedinja, 2 Intimidators. And then I think tournament 2 he had Tyranitar, and then something that also worked well in Sandstorm. And this time he had a bomb instead of Hail, and something that worked in the Hail. Here comes Starscream.
Is sent out.
So that's an extra attack drop on both Frostlass and Spiritomb. So if ITBERYAN gets attacking moves, it's probably that Trevor will hope that they're physical.
Frostlass starts to attack.
Mirror Shot Special.
Hit.
I got a really cool thumbnail for the video that comes out on YouTube tomorrow, as I'm streaming this live. The second semi-final match, Trevor versus Bongo. It's Staraptor using some kind of contact move on the opponent, but it flies up before it connects, and you get the close-up of Staraptor while it does so. And I was able to get a screenshot of that and use it as a thumbnail. I think it's cool. Trying for the double freeze. It gets a single freeze, but Staraptor was underwater, so it didn't get hit by thing. Got the single freeze though. Well done, Spiritomb. That was the right move for that turn. Just unlucky that Staraptor decided to dive into the water, which definitely exists here.
Its attack missed. That hurt. Hit on top, frozen solid, and unable to move.
Orange Drill, Spiritomb tries it. Unaffected doesn't mean it missed. Or could it have hit that one? 74 Spiritomb. Spiritomb's lower level, so that could not have affected. Actually, either Spiritomb's lower level than both the opponents, so it wouldn't have hit no matter what. Even if they used lock on before or there was no guard involved, that wouldn't have worked because they're low level.
Frostlass still can't pull off a move.
Beats up. That'll be 5 hits.
Successfully hit.
No, 4 hits, because I think it's probably partners that are frozen or sleeping can't do the attack. I think that was actually thought about. Smoke Screen lowering the accuracy of Hitmontop when it gets out of the freeze and be like, I still, what's going on? I could see that you made me not be able to see. It's a bit weird.
Both corners still have a chance to win this. Who's going to take the glory? Its special defense rose.
Hitmontop does look quite funny in the freeze down. There's others that look way weirder though. You don't get to see them too often. Ooh, Shadow forced by a ghost type.
Their concentration is certainly being
if it's aimed at Staraptor, it won't do anything. If it's aimed at Topspin, it won't have that much damage due to the double Intimidate. But it's still stab, and Topspin is not at that high of health.
The move fails.
Defog Mist. It's supposed to lower evasion. Interesting. Spore, that's big. It doesn't work, so it's probably aiming at Spiritomb. Spiritomb was aiming at Staraptor, so that doesn't work.
Neither corner has made a decisive attack yet. Are they playing a waiting game?
Frostlass is stuck in Metronome. Oh no, how bad that is. As if I wouldn't be using Metronome every turn. That's kind of the point. In the rules of this turn, a Thunderbolt on Staraptor. For my good special attack stat, I think it's 80 on special attack. I think Glalie, the other evolution of Snow, runs 80 across the board. Frostlass has 110 speed and then lowers HP and then a physical attack and defense by 10, I think. Keeping 80 on special attack and defense. Almost take a Spiritomb with Meteor Mash. Near KOs by multiple attacks here. Perish Song again, but this time there's already a KO on Trevor's side. So once this runs out, it will be, well, should be ITBERYAN leading unless multiple Pokemon are really quickly KO'd on his side. 2 Pokemon are almost done already, being Spiritomb and Staraptor. Hitmontop's close to being KO'd. So this is probably worse for ITBERYAN than it is for Trevor. There's probably everyone except Frostlass will be down in 3 turns. Frostlass being a ghost stat might hold on for a bit longer. Will-O-Wisp lowering Hitmontop's attack stat. And it's going to do 1/8 of their max health every turn. So that means Hitmontop will go down before Perish Song ends. Which can be good, can be bad. It allows that Pokemon to deal damage to the opponents. But Pokemon that are currently there can do that. It allows a new Pokemon that comes in to set up something like Bulk Up or Charge, but also it means that Pokemon could get poisoned by Poison Powder. Spiritomb down, 5-5 is the score. We get a Wing Attack on Frostlass, but Burn affects that damage. Not a lot. But the aim should be on Frostlass now. Actually, no, the aim should not be on Frostlass, because Frostlass will eventually go down to Perish Song. ITBERYAN will send out their 3rd Pokemon now, if Trevor has control over choosing who to target with their moves, which I know they don't. It's luck. But if they did, I'd like to imagine they sort of do. They should be trying to hit Honchkrow.
Honchkrow is sent out.
Honchkrow, you're the only one currently on the field not affected by Perish Song. Will you set up? Will you just damage? Will you use Splash and do absolutely nothing? Will you KO something with Sheer Cold? Actually, you can't because you're too low level. Dynamic Punch misses. Starscream is 1 hit away from dying. Hitmonchan will probably go down at the end. Dark Void, very good move by Staraptor. The fact that Frostlass can't really move doesn't matter too much. Better make sure Staraptor doesn't go down early. And it stops Honchkrow from doing something while we wait for Parasong to run out. So very good job for Staraptor. A little bit of health left, but it's surviving. It's doing well. ITBERYAN again in the lead, 5-4. We still have one more turn of Parasong. And then both Staraptor and Frostlass will go down as well. Fourth Pokemon for Trevor. Just go scrape the Spiritomb. Again, don't have the Spiritombs on the field at the same time because the other one already went down.
But the battle has just begun.
Rest would be an absolutely epic move if Parasong wasn't active here. Starscream did an amazing play. Except there's Parasong that will take it down at the end of this turn. Spiritomb wasn't able to do anything useful. So it is Parasong taking out Frostlass and Staraptor, taking the score to 4-3. Trevor, are you 3 Pokemon away from getting so far and then not ending up with a medal? Let's see if the heal strategy works at least one more time. And at least force out that third battle in the best 2 out of 3 in these Metronome tournaments for the first time. There's always been a 2-0 so far in bronze matches and in grand finals for both tournament 1 and 2. We've never needed battle 3. Will it happen today in either the bronze match or the grand final? Mamoswine is the fastest on the field. Grass Whistle. We already had a sleeping Honchkrow, now the sleeping Luxray, and that's 55 accuracy. Honchkrow says, oh, you're sleeping? I'm gonna wake up then. My turn to attack. Substitutes, that's useful. Shinzo shouting, go ITBERYAN! I wouldn't really call it an upset if ITBERYAN wins here. He's done really well throughout the tournament. I predicted them as a finalist. I predicted the finals would be ITBERYAN versus Jared, which would have been a rematch then between the top 2 of Group F. But then Jared would have taken it.
The move failed.
Probably Trevor's highlight for this tournament is that quarterfinal match against Jared, being 5-6 behind after turn 1 due to, I think it was Rock Slide that took out Shedinja turn 1. Getting down to, I think it was a 1 versus 2 scenario, but then their Spiritomb finishing it off against Hippowdon. Really close. One of the closest matches we've absolutely had in the tournament, and the fact that it was on paper such a big match. The undefeated Jared, the defending champ Trevor, absolutely that entire battle, quarterfinal between them, was on paper one of the biggest, and it delivered, and I love that. Thunder Shock, it doesn't work against ground types. Luxray still sleeping, what can Ghost Scrape do? Toxic Spikes. That affects not Lucario, but it affects Garchomp. So if Trevor is able to get ITBERYAN to go to Garchomp, they have a better chance now, because Hail will do 1/16 the max health as damage to both Lucario and to the Garchomp. Garchomp will take then another 1/8 with poison. That's 3/16 of its health every turn. Sandstorm for now, though, doesn't affect Mamoswine. This is a bit worse for ITBERYAN. Arm Thrust hits Mamoswine, though. Trevor wants Mamoswine to survive more because it's nice and fast, it has good power. And Snowcloak hopefully will help later. Mean look again. We don't do manual switches here. Doesn't matter. Now the Sandstorm did hit through the substitute. But this was set up by a move, so it lasts 5 turns. Gen 5 onwards, whether it's a move or an ability, it's always 5 turns unless you're holding something like the Smooth or Damp Rock. Gen 4 and 3, where abilities introduced. If it's an ability-generated weather, it's permanent until replaced by another move, another weather summon. Big hit on that luxury critical hit. Well done, Mama Swine. That's the natural gift that was super effective last time. What power does natural gift get from Leatherberry? Fighting 60 power. And I believe natural gift is always physical. So it's a 60 power physical fighting move. Every Pokemon has a Leatherberry, so it'll always be fighting type. Hidden power will always be 70 power dark, because everyone has max IPs. Speaking of the next Metronome tournament, are we going to allow Mega Evolution and Z moves? The current plan, I'm not promising it'll be like this, but the current plan is to do Generation 7 Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Because that has the most Pokemon, most abilities, most moves possible that we can make use of. That is what I want. I still have to get it to work, because I would have to locally be able to fight myself, because there's no mode like in Stadium or PBR where you can prepare battle teams or battle passes to battle against yourself. So I need to find a way how to locally on my PC battle myself to be able to make it even work in the tournament. I'm going to try that. I'm going to test it. Ooh, I was slowing down. Ouch, that's not good. I'm going to try and test that, and once I've done some testing, I'll let everyone know in the Discord how it's gone. The plan right now is to have Z moves, yes. There is a list. I don't know where I posted it in my Discord. Some planned rules or rule changes for that tournament compared to this one. I intend to keep the way I calculate the levels because I feel like that was very fair. But I'm going to allow one Pokemon to hold the Normalium Z, which is the Z Crystal you need for Metronome specifically. And even if you Metronome into Ember, then the Z move would become Inferno Overdrive. It's still affected by, let's say, Inferno Overdrive based on Flamethrower would still be better than Inferno Overdrive based on Ember. But you get one shot at a Z move. And because I control every fight, it will always be the first turn that the Pokemon with that Z Crystal is out. You may choose to have 6 Pokemon with Leatherberry. That is the choice that I'll give people on the sign-up sheet. But the plan is they are allowed to choose one Pokemon for the Normalium Z. That Pokemon will attempt to use their Z move turn 1. If they randomize into a damaging move, they will get their Savage Spin out there, Inferno Overdrive, Supersonic Sky Strike, whatever the appropriate Z move is there. If they go into a status move, then, oh no, Z move wasted, effectively. Too bad. That's just it. If there's a Mega Evolution, I don't think I want to. Because then everyone's gonna have... If I would do it, I would say everyone gets 1 Mega. But the Mega would have to probably go last in the team. I would have to say they Mega Evolve turn 1, and I'd calculate their level based on the fact that they're a Mega. I technically could do that. It does mean no leftovers on that. Unload no Leatherberry on that Pokemon. I'm currently not thinking of including Mega Evolution, but it is something that I could still consider. Other changes for that tournament, there's going to be max 1 Ghost type per team. We've not seen, I suppose, domination by Ghost teams, but there have been moments, and ITBERYAN has shown that as well, where with a lead of 2 Ghosts, there are a lot of normal moves. Ghost has 2 immunities. The Ghost with Levitates like Duskull, Ghost with the Dark type like Sableye have 3 immunities. So much less that they can get hit by. Which I wouldn't say it's OP like some people have claimed, But I do see an advantage in ghost types, and I want to avoid someone using 6 ghosts in the future. So, maximum 1 ghost type per team. I'm not sure if I counted regional forms like Grimer, like regular Grimer, Alolan Grimer, as 2 separate Pokemon. That I believe is listed there. There's a few abilities that are banned. Moody is banned, especially in a long battle. Moody can get you really overpowered. Prankster, I believe, is banned. Because Prankster gives priority to status moves. Metronome counts as status move. And Dark types are immune to Prankster affected moves. And I believe I tested that that does actually apply to Metronome, even if the Metronome goes into something like Flamethrower. What if a trainer is using weak Pokemon with Mega Evolution like Beedrill and a strong one like Garchomp? Whichever Mega they choose, if I allow it, it's 1 Mega per team. If it's Beedrill, I calculate the Beedrill by Mega Beedrill stats. If they choose Garchomp, I calculate Garchomp's level by Mega Garchomp stats. So the effect is going to be more significant. Well, let's see. What would it be more significant for? You'd lose an equal amount of levels, but levels, a slight level difference probably makes more an effect on lower levels. So the effect on the stats would be more pronounced, I think, on Mega Garchomp compared to something like Mega Beedrill. I've been talking a lot in my Discord about how I want the next tournament to be Gen 7.
I wonder how this is going to affect the battle.
So many more Pokemon, so many more abilities, so many more moves that you can randomize into. I'm really looking forward to that. Which means less Perish Song. It means less Explosion. It means less Imprison. Oh, Abomasnow down with a big gunk shot.
A huge amount of
That's
damage.
a 3-1 lead. When Wood Garchomp come in, it gets poison affected. Hail is still there. But Spiritomb is affected by Hail. Even if Honchkrow doesn't damage Spiritomb here, Hail will continuously affect that Spiritomb. There is a massive rush now for Trevor. 1 Pokemon remaining that'll lose 1/16 of its max health every turn. It needs Softboiled. It needs Rest. It needs maybe at minimum Ingrain or Aquaring to undo this damage. We need Earthquake, Lava. Probably Lava Plume would be enough here to take those 2 out. And then Blizzard the turn after to take out Garchomp, something like that. Otherwise, it's over. It seems extremely unlikely now that Trevor even gets at that 3rd battle. Ghostgrave, could this be your final turn? Just neutralizes the ability on Honchkrow, but not that big of a deal. Lucario. Moonlight heals itself for longer survival. So it can survive a bit longer, but Hail is active, so it wouldn't heal that much, but it's still something. Just purely based on Hail, it'll go down after Spiritomb. Double team on Honchkrow to make sure it dodges Spiritomb's potential moves. They're just like, we're not going to damage it, we'll let Hail do the thing, we'll heal, we'll avoid moves. And then we'll take the 3-0 victory. And give ITBERYAN bronze. Are we a turn away from seeing that a single group winner end up with a medal? Is it going to be the domination of the 2nd place trainers? Spiritomb gets an Aurora Beam on Honchkrow through the double team, so it is a KO. Garchomp comes out next turn, will be affected by both Hail and Poison. 3/16 of the max health every turn, but Spiritomb will still go down first. Spiritomb needs healing or massive damage on the Garchomp. Lucario tries Dynamic Punch, doesn't hit, because that's a ghost. How many more turns would Ghostgrave have? 2 or 3, I think just 3, assuming they don't take damage. There is a chance for Trevor, but it's a very low chance to even get to that third battle. Lucario still needs over 8 turns of damage. No, I think 8 turns of damage from Hail. Garchomp based on Poison and Hail purely based on that would take 6 turns to go down. Let's see, it's 1/16 of max health. That's 10 damage. Ghost Wave goes down to 2. Based on its remaining HP. Assuming they don't take hits from anything else. Even a slight tap would take it out now. Payback, it's okay damage. Means Garchomp goes down a turn sooner from Poison and Hail. It remains a 2v1 scenario. Just a tap and Spiritom's down. Seed Bomb, that's it. The bronze match has ended 2-0 both times to ITBERYAN. Our defending champion made it to the semi-finals by beating the undefeated Jared. But unfortunately, Bongo and ITBERYAN were too much. Trevor, and with that, the group winners end up without medals. ITBERYAN takes bronze. Congratulations, ITBERYAN. Out of 64 participants, you are number 3. Shinzo gets their prediction right, so they got some channel points. Congratulations. And now it's time for us in the stream. And for YouTube, this will be the next video for the tournament for you. Next up is the grand final. 2 or 3 fights, depending on how things go, all in Stargazer Coliseum. The Ducks and the Birds of Casper, or Team Horsey. Like, sure, there's Nidoqueen that did amazing in the semis, there's a Kyogre, there's a Latios, there's others. There's Tropius, there's a Lantern, but really it's Team Horsey. I'm become such a fan of Horsey at this point, similar to how I was a fan of Louis on one of the earlier teams, the Weedle. I'll see you in the grand finals, everyone.